New location, observational walkthrough. That's gonna be a problem. You see what I see. I literally stepped up the ladder for the first time. These are, it's interesting that there's two makeup airs. Just familiar with my brands. Walk-in freezer, walk-in cooler, 2 exhaust hoods, supply air. Normally there's not 2 supply airs, so that makes me question. 4 units, 2 in the back of house, 2 in the front of house. Nothing terrible, but also there is a spare belt in there. So, all right. 2020. $2015. 2017. Dining room units normally hold up. 2023. So 23, 17, 15, 20. I'll have to look which one of these is the kitchen and when is the prep, because they can be either way based on how the ducts were dropped. Yeah, so these are, it's funny, the coils look right? But then you get into where the rain isn't blowing it off, and worse yet, behind this panel. So, yeah, there's your coil that nobody can see. So that's a problem. What do you think that is? 25% of the coil? 20? No. That's probably 25% of the coil. It's completely blocked. It is actually tapped for 208, so how about that? Yeah, this unit's from 2020, so I didn't expect to find horrificness in it. As far as the terminals go, thermal gun says everything's okay. Look at that main lug in. They couldn't fit them in. What's crazy is you can fit that wire under those lugs, but they couldn't, so they just bent them down and taped them up. Like, I'm actually surprised that those don't show as heat points, but they don't. So, Look, this really, I mean, this is very bad, but this is not, it's not the worst. Look in, right? Look at the blower. That blower, those scoops are designed to push air. And once you fill them up with that crap, you stop pushing air. And in fact, you just push this stuff around. That's why it's all here, because it's blowing everywhere. This belt, not looking great. AX41, I mean, it's cracked in every tooth. It's cracked in every tooth. This is your kitchen AC. This is actually your prep AC, but also with electric heat, because this place is electric heat. Anywhere that has electric heat, they always ignore this. Look at those. Those things are burnt. Those points are not even making, look at them. So, you know, nothing like an electrical fire. Well, really, you lose a leg of power, not so much, but so look at the wires, how the tips, how they're all corroded. So your connections are just terrible. But this is pretty par for the course, and then in the middle of winter, you lose your heat. But this assembly, you know, this whole assembly pulls out with a couple screws. The whole blower can be cleaned off this sprayed with anti-fungicide stuff and then put back in. It's not a giant process. Hey, look, there's a belt right there. I'm gonna put this on for them. Look, no more broken. So. Now these are no different. So look at the water. The water everywhere on the bottom of this. This whole thing is wet. So this is definitely the kitchen AC, and you can tell it's the kitchen AC by all the grease on this. Like just grease everywhere underneath it. And also 4 bolts, this whole assembly comes out. 6 bolts, that comes out, and you can clean the whole thing. Because if you have to replace that entire assembly, tell them, technicians, that ain't no cheap thing. Dining room AC unit. Never do this. How loose that belt is. Same story with the blower motor. Everything's gross. And listen, you can go your whole lifetime of the unit, never pull this motor or this blower motor. Just look at it though. Like, I get it. And I'm not walking through to upsell, right? I'm not here to say, hey man, you should, what happened? Oh, there's my thumb. You know, oh, you should pay me to do this, you should pay me to do that. This is just literally pointing out, one, look at here too, how close. This right here is where carriers rub out every time, right? So this motor is gonna rub out right there on that edge, and then it's gonna trip its little safety, trip its transformer, or worse, blow its breaker, because those are the high voltage dealios. But yeah, and again, this belt all cracked up, every tooth cracked. Another belt here. So, and I'm gonna be real honest and tell you, I just rolled that one off and rolled this one on. So I didn't adjust anything. That's just how stretched out the old motor belt was. Now you're moving some air. This reach-in freezer. Oh, look at there. That's what I could do just at the same, you have to clear. Let me show you what we were talking about the other day with the baffles. If you look at this fryer one, it's super burnt, and above it is super burnt. It is not actively heating right now. And if you look, the temperature of the front of that chimney is way hotter than the temperature of the others. Which is ironic because these are actually cooking right now. This one's not. That's because the baffles inside aren't there. Bro, intercept. I'd be curious, based on this, if we were to pull a burner, we would find out. Let's pull it. Alright, so your baffle's a little burnt. But look in there. See how it's not clear through? Let me show you the difference. That's what it's supposed to look like.